Bangladesh Untold Facts, written by Ambassador Shariful Haq Dalim. Shariful Haq Dalim is a very important figure in the history of Bangladesh. He was initially, as many other officers, he was in Pakistan Army. He escaped from West Pakistan during the Liberation War of Bangladesh. He joined the Liberation War with Mukti Bahini and he fought against Pakistan Army. He was major by that time. By that time, he was Major Shariful Haq Dalim. So let's talk a little bit about author. I have already talked about him in several other videos, but Shariful Haq Dalim, he is mainly known as his role in the assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He was a retired army officer by that time, but he took part in that plot with with two other majors who were the main plotters, Major Farooq and Major Rashid. Shariful Haq Dalim, he is still at large. He is absconding and he is wanted by Bangladesh government, but nobody knows where is he. He had been to Kenya. According to some sources, he also had the Kenyan passport. He had been to Hong Kong. He was also appointed in Hong Kong by the Foreign Office of Bangladesh during the time of General Ziaur Rahman. And he, according to some sources, he had also been to Pakistan, but nobody knows where is he. So keeping that thing aside, let's talk about his book. This is the book written by Shariful Haq Dalim. It was published like a few years ago. It's not that old. So in general, I'll give a very basic general review of the book. I ordered this book 2 years ago and I received it and then I studied it. It was published in 2015. First of all, in the first part of the book, he talked about the initial few years of Pakistan history, like after the independence, in particular about General Ayub Khan's tenure, how was it, and what was the role of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and what kind of problems that East and West Pakistan was facing by that time, and how the distances created between both parts of the country. He talked much in detail about all the events, all the political events that happened, and all the driving forces which created distances between East and West Pakistan. And then he also talks about his life as an officer in Pakistan Army, and then when the Liberation War started, how he escaped. He was posted in Quetta by that time, and then how did he manage to escape from there. He talks in detail about that. He crossed the border to India and then later he joined the Mujibnagar government, which was a kind of provisional government of Bangladesh. So, and he fought against Pakistan Army in the Liberation War. He was also awarded with Bir Uttam, that is the second highest military award. It was given by the Bangladesh government to him. So after talking all those things, in the second part of the book, he talks about the initial few years of Bangladesh history. He talks about what happened, what kind of problems he had with Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and what was the role of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman as compared to the role of Bangladesh military in the liberation of Bangladesh. What, according to author, what bad Sheikh Mujib had done, and how he tried to take full control of the government. He was also kind of a civil dictator. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, entire his life, he fought for the civil supremacy and democracy, but once he was in power, he also became a civil dictator, according to the author. We have also talked much in detail about whatever Sheikh Mujibur Rahman did during his tenure. We talked in when we were doing the review of Bangladesh, A Legacy of Blood, written by Anthony Mascarenhas. We have talked about all these things in that book. But in this book, definitely Shariful Haq Dalim would have a different perspective. He would have a different point of view. He was part of the many events. There is a chance that he would try to manipulate, but knowing and seeing things from his angle is also a different experience. So this book is recommended for those who are interested in that period, and want to know a different perspective. So this is the very basic introduction. I will pick few important topics from this book, and I'll talk much in detail, covering both the events, the pre-liberation history and the post-liberation history, and the perspective of Shariful Haq Dalim.